Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Cynical and welcome back to another video. Today for you guys, I thought I would give you a little bit of a vloggy sort of update video because as of right now, I'm finding myself in a little bit of a pickle. And you guys can probably notice this by the different sort of scene that I'm in as of right now. And on top of that, probably the audio quality as well as the video quality. I'm currently recording this video off my phone. And I was not expecting this to happen whatsoever, but it has happened, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's kind of out of my control, and I'm hoping that this all gets sorted by tomorrow. From the sounds of things, apparently it's going to be all figured out and sorted out by tomorrow, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. But I figured I'd make this video just to keep you guys in the loop because it has been 2 days since I last uploaded. I'm trying to get into the swing of at least taking 1 day off per week. I think that's kind of important for me. It's healthy for me. But of course, if we go without uploads for longer than like a day, then it starts getting to me really, really bad. So I thought I'd do this video just to keep you guys in the loop with, of course, what is currently going on. So as of right now, I am currently about an hour and a half away from my city. I tend to come to this place, which is known as Tauranga, another city in New Zealand, around about like once a month. This is where my parents live, and on top of that, a lot of my really, really close friends. So obviously the way I get here is I drive my car, broom broom. I drive that for like an hour and a half to get here, and then I get to see everyone. Now on Saturday, I was hanging out with my friend, and we were going through the drive-through Burger King, to be exact. Shout out to Burger King. You guys have some really good deals going on right now. I mean, the chicken nugget deals you guys are doing as of right now, top stuff, guys. Top stuff. Anyway, we were sitting in the drive-thru, and for some reason my car started to pretty much shut down. All of the electronics within the car was slowly like shitting themselves. The lights were like kind of flickering. The radio completely turned off. My headlights turned off. This was late at night, keep in mind. So obviously when your headlights turn off, that's a big problem. You need that visibility to see where you're going, right? And eventually, as we were pulling out of the drive-thru, the car itself just completely shut down. Now, I have had different issues with my car in the past to do with the battery, and around about 3 months ago, I ended up getting a completely new battery put into the car, as I was ultimately confused as to why the car ended up dying and all the electronics were dying because of the fact that, you know, I had only just gotten a brand new car battery. So what I ended up doing was, the car ended up breaking down at the car park in Burger King, and so me and my friend had to walk from Burger King all the way back to his house to get his car to then use that to jumpstart my car because that's what we thought the issue was. We jump-started the car up and we got 1 minute down the road, and as I was driving down the road following my friend trying to get the car back to his house, I noticed that the battery gauge in my car was just like slowly going down and down and down and down. If you guys know cars, you'll know that the car battery charges as the car is driving. Whereas in my situation, my car battery was not charging while I was driving, rather it was dying while I was driving, which obviously that's a pretty big problem. So we ended up having to pull over, jumpstart the car again, and we eventually got back to my friend's house. The next day, we ended up having to put the car onto a tow truck to get it down to an auto electrician so that he can check it out and he can see what the problem is, and then hopefully we can fix it. I'll put some pictures on screen as of right now if I can do that. I don't really know what sort of video editing software I'll be using, most likely Windows Movie Maker. So that ended up all happening on the Sunday, the car getting put on the tow truck to get taken to the auto electrician. Now, mechanics as well as auto electricians do not work during the weekends, and it is only today, which is Monday, where the guy has actually been able to come into work, check the car, see what's wrong with it. So anyway, the guy checked out the car this morning, and he believes that the alternator within the car is actually damaged and is faulty and is obviously not working properly, the thing that charges the car battery while the car is driving. He was saying at first that this might take some time because he needed to actually order in some parts for my car. I am driving a Ford Mustang, a left-hand drive, which getting parts for a car like that in New Zealand is actually a big mission, seeing as it is an American car. However, he managed to successfully order some parts. The parts are coming later on today, and from what he was saying, apparently the car is going to be ready to get picked up, all fully repaired, later on tomorrow afternoon. But of course, as of right now, that means that I'm currently stuck at my parents' house, and I do not have any of my equipment. This is why I'm filming this video off my phone as of right now. And I was actually meant to be back home yesterday, which was Sunday, to get back into the swing of the whole video thing and to get ready for streaming. So this obviously means that there will not be a stream tomorrow, guys, because I'm not home as of right now. I cannot get home. I'm currently stranded. It's okay, your boy's not dying, though. We're good. We're getting fed and stuff. It's all good. But however, guys, guys, I thought I would just keep you in the loop with all of that kind of stuff. The other thing I wanted to use this video for was to talk about two big gaming events that happened over the course of this weekend. One being PlayStation Experience and the other being the Game Awards. Now, I generally only talk about these game events and stuff when, of course, Kingdom Hearts makes an appearance at these, but for the future, I really do want to be able to talk about these events and the games that really interested me and the different announcements that came out of these events, even if Kingdom Hearts doesn't actually get displayed. Believe it or not, I do play other games than just Kingdom Hearts. I know that might be surprising to some of you guys. But anyway, guys, let's start off with the Game Awards. So I'm pretty much just going to be talking about the announcements and the reveals that really interested me. First things first, From Software's new game. Now, this caught me off guard. I know that a lot of people have been expecting Bloodborne 2 to be a thing for quite some time, but it just kind of seems like, you know, time went on and like From Software were not really wanting to reveal anything new that they had in store. Obviously, Dark Souls 3 ended up coming out, I believe, last year. And so obviously, as right now, From Software are working on their next project. But we were crossing our fingers for this year's E3 to be the place in which Bloodborne 2 would get revealed. Now, it would seem that Bloodborne 2 is a real thing, and that it is coming, because From Software did reveal their next new project at the Game Awards. It was a very small teaser thing which showed like a weapon and then some quote like shadows die twice or something, and that was it. There was no logo. We don't even know what this game is, but I mean, a lot of us are assuming that it is Bloodborne 2. And I think for me personally, because I love Bloodborne so much, I love the environment spaces, I love the lore, I would say this was probably the most exciting thing for me. Even though we don't know if this is actually Bloodborne 2, it could be a completely different, like, Souls-type game. I'd say it's Bloodborne 2, just from, like, that initial sort of picture that we got during the actual teaser trailer. It looks like a trick weapon out of the Bloodborne universe, so I would say that's going to be Bloodborne 2. That, for me, personally, was the biggest reveal from the Game Awards. Soul Calibur 6 also got revealed, which was pretty cool. I didn't really get too much into Soul Calibur back in the days. I was more so, like, into Tekken and whatnot, but, that is pretty exciting. It is a weapon-based fighting game. I actually used to play Soul Calibur 4 a lot, the one that had Yoda in it. That was fantastic, and I loved the customization that they had in that game. It was so good. So it's really cool to see Soul Calibur 6. It's been a while since the last Soul Calibur game, and I know for fans, they're really excited for this. So yeah, Soul Calibur 6 was also another really cool announcement that came out of the event. Bayonetta 1 and 2 is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that makes a lot of sense, seeing as Nintendo literally saved the development company from going completely under. This company needed some support and needed some funding, and Sony and Microsoft just were not keen to do that, and Nintendo ended up pulling through quite some time ago, and literally saved Platinum Games from going like under, and because of this they ended up making Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U only, and now both of these games, both number 1 and 2, are coming to Switch very shortly. But on top of that, Bayonetta 3, a game that I know a lot of people have been waiting for, is finally a real thing and is coming to the Nintendo Switch as an exclusive, which again makes sense because Nintendo ended up saving Platinum Games. This is extremely controversial as of right now because a lot of people are salty about this, the fact that it's not coming to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, and people are saying, you know, this is so stupid because Bayonetta 3 could have really taken advantage of the hardware that is found within the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and we could have had the ultimate action fighting game. But you know what, personally, I just don't agree with these comments. Yes, sure, you know, Platinum Games really could have pushed Bayonetta 3 with the hardware that is found on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, but still, Nintendo did save these guys in the past, so it makes sense to put this as an exclusive on their system. Death Stranding got a brand new trailer, and I think this was to be expected. We knew that both Jeff Keighley as well as Kojima were hanging out quite a bit before the actual Game Awards, and so a lot of us were expecting to see, you know, a brand new Death Stranding trailer. It had been a whole year since the last one, so it makes sense that we would receive a brand new one, whether it be at PSX or the Game Awards, and it ended up getting displayed at the Game Awards. Now, the trailer itself it's a Death Stranding trailer. No one knows what's going on in this game. We've got, like, invisible aliens, dude. We've got artificial babies. We've got, like, giants and stuff. It's crazy. This game is all over the place. No one knows what's going on. But honestly, I think that's the beauty of the game in itself. Kojima is obviously trying to send some sort of a message and trying to display something within these trailers. But he is keeping people very interested and intrigued while doing so. It's still very confusing. We don't even know, like, what genre this game is. Is it a shooter? Is it a walking simulator? Is it an RPG? None of us know. So I think that's really the beauty behind this game. A lot of us hope to find out like what this is about, what the plot of the story is going to be about, and we get these little kind of hints and extra things pointing towards the story with these trailers, but it's still not giving us a clear picture. But I am personally hoping that we do get some more information on the game itself in 2018. That'd be super cool. And in terms of announcements and reveals, I think for me personally, that was pretty much it. Like, all of those things were really the things that interested me and got me really, really hyped and excited. This year's Game Awards was definitely the best so far. And Jeff Keighley had been saying throughout the year that this year's Game Awards was going to be quite a bit different to previous years. Obviously, this is a recent event that only just popped up, I believe, within the past 3 or 4 years, and this is either the third or the fourth one. This year's event was so amazing. It was closer to the Oscars than ever before, so it's almost like a video game Oscars kind of thing. But on top of that, Jeff Keighley also had said that he wants to sort of introduce more like reveals and have more announcements at the Game Awards. Made a show that is, of course, appreciating and displaying the hard efforts of the video game community, but not only that, also use it as a show to reveal some new stuff. And to be honest, I think they did an absolutely perfect job. It was like the perfect sort of mix of like awards, then we had like a new announcement, then like another award, then another amount. It was the perfect mix of both awards and announcements. You know, we started off strong with announcements, then got into the awards, then went back to announcements, back to awards. And for me, like, as a viewer tuning in live, it just kept me interested the whole entire time. I wasn't just sitting there like, all right, this person's got that award, this person's got that award, nice, congratulate. You know what I mean? Like, I was intrigued and interested the whole entire time throughout the show. So I'm really looking forward to next year's, see what they have in store. But it just seems to be that the Game Awards is getting better and better every single year. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is PSX. PSX was, well, I think most of you guys can agree with me when I say this, pretty cat shit this year. And I have been seeing a lot of people complaining about this event. However, though, I do not explain the complaints when it was already previously explained that most of what is going to be getting shown at PSX was actually moved over to Paris Games Week. And that Sony had said that do not really expect too much from PSX this year, as most of our reveals and announcements will be at the Paris Games Week. And we had a ton of stuff that came out of Paris Games Week, dude. We had, like, that new God of War trailer, we had Sucker Punch's brand new IP reveal. There were a lot of juicy announcements at Paris Games Week. I think for me personally, the only thing that came out of the PlayStation experience that intrigued me was most certainly the Medieval remaster that is coming to the PlayStation 4. And from the sounds of it, this is going to be a from-the-ground-up remaster for the PlayStation 4, similar to the Crash Insane trilogy in the way that was remade. So it's not necessarily going to be a remaster with the PlayStation 1 graphics, but just like 1080p, but it sounds like they're literally remaking it like from the ground up. It's going to be the same game, just with like PlayStation 4 visuals, to make it look like a current generation game. And this is a game that I played off and on as a child. I've never finished it or anything, but I definitely remember hiring it from the video store, bringing it home, and it was a good time. So I'm really, really excited to jump back into this. I think it's coming out next year with the PlayStation 4 graphics. It's gonna be a fun time. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. Just thought I'd keep you guys in the loop and let you guys know what is currently going on as of right now, and why the uploads are kind of like all over the place and all that kind of good stuff. Hoping to get my ass back home by tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hey guys, I've been Cynical. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and until next time, I'll catch you dudes later. Peace.